Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Manchester United have just lost 1-0 to Everton at Goodison Park. Manchester United are a disgrace. Jordan Pickford made some good saves in the game. And prior to this game, I said I don't really rate Jordan Pickford, but he has had his good moments as the Everton goalkeeper. He's done well for England before. He did very well in the 2018 World Cup. By the way, Jordan Pickford got a yellow card today. Pickford was Everton's player of the match. Everton's goal came from Anthony Gordon. It took a deflection off Harry Maguire. It was Anthony Gordon's second goal under Frank Lampard. He also got a booking today, did Gordon. Harry Maguire, what a waste of money he was. Manchester United paid £80 million for him. He's the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment, and he's the second most expensive signing at the club. Maguire will leave Manchester United this summer. Said the other week that Harry Maguire's Man United future is in doubt, and the other week he got booed for England. Marcus Rashford, he had some early chances in today's game. Marcus Rashford was dropped out of the starting lineup against Leicester last weekend. Manchester United want Marcus Rashford to stay at the club this summer. Earlier on this season, Marcus Rashford told his friends he wants to quit Man United, and Romano said earlier on this season that Rashford was considering his future with Man United as he was concerned about his lack of playing time. Rashford has been subjected to a lot of transfer speculation. He's a good player overall, but I think he's endured a lot of poor games this season. He's not been the same player since he had that operation on his shoulder. He missed the first 2 months of this season with that shoulder problem, and earlier on this season he had a minor leg injury. Rashford has been a United player since the age of 7. He broke into our senior squad back in 2016, and since then he's gone on to make, 300 or nearly 300 appearances in all competitions. His contract at Man United expires next year. In the game today as well, Ronaldo had a chance. Jordan Pickford made a good block to deny him. Ronaldo got a yellow card in the game today. Ronaldo is the best player in the world overall, but he has had his bad games as a player, and he's had some bad games since he re-signed for Man United. Ronaldo missed the 1-1 draw against Leicester last weekend. He was out with illness. Ronaldo, he will probably leave Man United next year. Because earlier on this season, AS said that Ronaldo has no plans to leave Man United this summer. He's willing to see out the final year of his contract. He held crunch talks with his agent Jorge Mendes over his Man United future earlier on this season. Since he re-signed Ronaldo, he's scored 18 goals in all competitions. He's got over 800 goals in his career, and Man United re-signed him last summer for 20 million with add-ons included, and he wears a number 7 shirt. He has won over 30 trophies in his playing career, including 5 Ballon d'Ors. Today, Fred went off injured, so Paul Pogba came on to replace him. Bruno Fernandes, he weren't that good today. But Bruno Fernandes has scored quite a few times against Everton since he became a Man United player. Fernandes has endured quite a lot of poor games this season. I thought he was far superior last season to how he has been this season. The other week, Bruno Fernandes signed a new contract with Man United until June 2026 as an option to extend for a further year. His wages doubled. Fernandes now receives around £240,000 a week. He has been a United player for over 2 years. Man United got him from Sporting Lisbon back in January 2020. Man United initially paid around £47 million. Since we re-signed Ronaldo, we just haven't got the best out of Bruno Fernandes. Alex Telles, I thought he had some good moments in the game today. Got forward well, made some good runs. Telles is our first choice left back under Rangnick, and he's been impressive under Rangnick. Man United were missing some players today, but there wasn't many players missing. There was no Luke Shaw because he's still out with injury. There was no Edison Cavani. He's still injured. McTominay was missing. I don't rate McTominay anyway. And Raphael Varane was missing. He's injured yet again. On the other side of things though, Everton were missing players today. They were missing Andros Townsend. Everton got him from Crystal Palace. They were missing Donny van der Beek. Don't forget Donny van der Beek is on loan at Everton from Man United. Everton have no option to buy van der Beek at the end of the loan. They were missing Nathan Patterson. And they were missing Yerry Mina and Tom Davis. It is a massive win for Everton. Everton lost to Burnley midweek 3-2, and they lost last weekend to West Ham 2-1. Everton are near the relegation zone. So I was very shocked that they beat Manchester United today. They don't have a good manager in Frank Lampard. Frank Lampard isn't a good manager. And if Everton do go down this season, I'm expecting Everton to sack Lampard. I think he'll get sacked either way at some point, even if Everton were to survive. Frank Lampard is not Everton's long-term manager. Frank Lampard has been the Everton manager for over 3 months. Everton appointed him in back in January this year. He's got a contract with Everton until 2024. You know, before Everton, Lampard managed Chelsea. He got sacked from Chelsea last season. And before Chelsea managed Derby. Before Lampard, Everton had Rafa Benitez. Everton sacked him earlier on this season because they were very inconsistent under him. Before then, they had Carlo Ancelotti. I thought Everton, to be fair, were very consistent under Ancelotti. Everton should have really kept him, but Ancelotti did leave Everton to make a return to Real Madrid. And before, they had Duncan Ferguson. Duncan Ferguson has had 2 spells as Everton's manager. And at one point, they had Marco Silva. They were very inconsistent under him. Everton ended up sacking him. At one point, they had Roberto Martinez. They were very consistent under him. And a long time ago, they had David Moyes. Moyes did endure 11 years at Everton, so reflecting on that, he was a long-serving manager. And let me put into the equation that Everton have lost players. You know, in January this year, they lost Lucas Digne to Aston Villa. They lost James Rodriguez. They lost Theo Walcott. Theo Walcott is at Southampton. They lost Moise Kean. Moise Kean is at Juventus. They also lost Leighton Baines. So there you go. Manchester United have done transfer business with Everton before. Because back in 2004, Man United got Wayne Rooney off Everton. Wayne Rooney was a United player for 13 years. He's our all-time leading goal scorer with 253 goals in all competitions. Got Lukaku off them back in 2017. Lukaku did endure a couple of years at Man United, and then obviously when we let Lukaku go, he went to Inter Milan, and we got Fellaini off Everton back in 2013, and he endured 6 years with Man United, and then when we let Fellaini go, he went to China. As for Ralph Rangnick, he's lost now 5 games in all competitions as Man United's interim manager. He's also drawn a lot of games as well. Do you think Man United will sack Ralph Rangnick? It said not so long ago that Rangnick will only work 6 days a month when he begins a consultancy role. He initially said he is Man United's interim manager till the end of the season, then he's expected to take up a consultancy role for a further 2 years. He's been Man United's interim manager for over 3 months now. He's totally blameless for the poor performances. You know, the players have got to take responsibility for the poor performances. He has endured 1 transfer window as Man United's interim manager. And unfortunately, he didn't get backed in the January transfer window this year. Before Man United, Rangnick was the head of sports and development at Lokomotiv Moscow. Man United now need not only a change of manager, we need a new squad as well. We've also got to get the Glazers out of the football club because they've been one of the biggest problems at the club for a long time. The Glazers have owned Manchester United for around 17 years. They purchased the club for 500 million back in 2005. Revert back to quite a few weeks ago now. It did say that the Glazers were planning to demolish Old Trafford as Man United looked to upgrade the stadium. It says was looking to increase the capacity in that to around 80,000 at the moment. Old Trafford holds around 75,000. Old Trafford is the second biggest stadium in England. Man United have played in the same stadium for 112 years. Man United will not finish in the top four this season. And Rangnick said earlier on this season his aim is for Man United to finish in the top four this season. Man United have not won a trophy for 5 years or so now. That's nowhere near good enough to our standards. Man United have only won 4 trophies in the last 10 years. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013. Man United have spent over £1 billion since Ferguson retired. Man United have sacked 4 permanent managers since Ferguson. We sacked David Moyes, Louis van Gaal, Jose Mourinho, and last year Man United sacked Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Man United have just not been the same team since Sir Alex Ferguson retired, and a lot of United fans predicted it was all going to go wrong when he retired, which obviously it has done. We've just got to accept that no one's going to replicate what Ferguson did at the club. Ferguson was the greatest manager of all time. He brought success to Man United. He won 30 odd trophies, including 13 Premier League titles. But he didn't settle in straight away, Ferguson, because he didn't win out in his first 4 years at Man United. Alex Ferguson was Manchester United's manager for around 26 years, so reflecting on that, he was a long-serving manager. Erik ten Hag, he will be Manchester United's next permanent manager. He said earlier on this week that Manchester United are close to appointing Erik ten Hag as the new permanent manager. A few weeks ago, Ten Hag got interviewed for the Manchester United job, and he told Man United Chiefs he needs 5 years to overhaul the club. Erik ten Hag's release clause is around 1.6 million. Erik ten Hag's transfer budget at Man United will be around 200 million, maybe more than 200 million. Well, Ten Hag will target 3 Premier League players if he's appointed as Man United's next boss, and those 3 players are Harry Kane, Ruben Neves and Declan Rice. Ten Hag has also said he wants Robin van Persie back at Old Trafford as part of his backroom staff, but Robin van Persie recently turned down the opportunity to work as a coach with Erik ten Hag at Man United. It'd be good for Eric Ten Hag to come and experience the Premier League. He's not yet managed in the Premier League. And if he comes to United, I think he'll suit the strappings of the club. I think he'll get the best out of these group of players, even though none of this squad would be his. And I think he would be capable of winning trophies. You've got to admire what he's done at Ajax. He's won a couple of Eredivisie titles with them. He's won some Dutch Cups with them, and revert back to 2019. He got Ajax to the Champions League semi-finals. So there you go, and Ten Hag's been that Ajax manager for over 4 years now. Ajax appointed him in back in December 2017. His contract expires next year. There's obviously still rumours coming out about Mauricio Pochettino. Well, Wayne Rooney not so long ago told Man United to get Pochettino, and the vast majority of Man United players would like to see Pochettino become the next manager. So anyway guys, on my next video I'll be giving you my player ratings from today's game. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel if you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.